Hello, this is Seewing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. I'd like to go over this week, the first week of December 2020, VA foreclosure opportunities, Department of Veterans Affairs. All right, so yeah, just to take a step back, the foundation of this program is such that if an investor qualifies, they will be able to purchase this great VA real estate foreclosures for 5% down payment, no PMI. 5% down payment, and the interest rate on this Vendy loan is a very unique Vendy loan. They call it Vendy loan. It's a VA loan for investors who qualifies. And you do not need to be a veteran to qualify, a military veteran like I am to qualify. And it's amazing. And the interest rate on this loan, on this 30-year amortized loan, is 3%. So I don't know about you, but I have never seen in the history of my involvement in real estate all these years where a real estate investor are able to obtain a mortgage for 3% interest rate. Okay, this is historic, beyond historic. And 5%, the beauty of this program, or this VA foreclosure program, which very few, if any, real estate expert in the country have a full understanding of it, other than myself, being that I am a retired U.S. Army, 20 years retirement, and I was in the military, U.S. Army, for many, many years. So I understand the VA foreclosure system better than anyone else in the country. Not only that, I have firsthand experience, have purchased many of these over several decades. All right, so again, you guys should be glad that you are part of my membership of the Yee Real Estate Network. You will have access to this very unique niche purchase system that no one else have. But I'm not gonna go over too much details, okay? You can read my newsletters, and many of you that have been part of my network for the past several years, you know I have been promoting Veterans Administration for real estate foreclosure program for the past few years. All right, so and the principal requirements are, you need, as an investor, you need to have 2 years of real estate ownership experience in order to qualify to use the 5% down Vendy financing program and the 3% scenario. All right. So ordinarily, what makes this VA program so beneficial is that as an investor, if you're going to buy any kind of investment property, single family home, up to 4 units, if you will, you need at least 20 to 25% down payment typically. All right. So think about it, right? And your interest rate, even though right now we have a high historical low interest rate environment for everyone these days, right? I mean, but for investors, normally your interest rate on a investment purchase, single family home investing, is probably around 3.5% and what have you. And if you can buy a duplex to 4 units, your interest rate as an investor, at least 25% down, and then maybe around the high 3s, maybe low 4 interest rate with a Fannie Mae loan. So yeah, so right now there are few VA foreclosures that's coming down the pipe on a weekly basis. Several that I found are really, really attractive, and I just ignore the others. But when a foreclosure moratorium is lifted with the VA foreclosures, hopefully the first quarter of 2021, a few months away probably, then there will be a tidal wave of VA foreclosures coming down the pipe, right? These VA foreclosures are ex-military members. For whatever reason, they walked away, their house about being foreclosed, and the government, the U.S. government, they, with namely the Department of Veteran Affairs, VA, are releasing these properties into the market, all right? And so, so I'm not giving you all the details. I'm just gonna, you can talk about it. For most of you, I would wanted to qualify other than, you know, having 2 years of ownership property experience documented on your federal tax return for the past, at least for the past 2 years consecutively. I asked you to pay me an extra fee of $1,977 to enter my program, because look, you have to face it, this VA foreclosure program is very, very time consuming. So to take away my time, to spend my time, which is I'm very limited in the time because I have to run my in network, my real estate network business. I do require that for most of you. Anyway, so let's move forward, right? So I'm gonna identify a property here right now located in just give me a second, okay? All right, here we are, right? This property is in Fort Myers, Florida this week. And by the way, this property will be gone in within several days this coming week. All right, so for those savvy, sophisticated investors, which I just reiterate once again, I can only work with few investors. I already identified 8 of my network members, VIP members, into this program I'm working closely with. And believe me, although one can do it themselves, I highly suggest, because of the challenges of this VA foreclosure program, I believe it is critical that I will be your mentor, your consultant, to walk you through the process from beginning to the end. All right, that's all right. So take it or leave it. So that's how it is. All right, this is an amazing program. This amazing property located in Fort Myers, Florida, which is right in the Southwest Florida area, which an area I know very, very well. Fort Myers, and of course, the Fort Myers is part of the Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, Lehigh Acres, Labette area in Southwest Florida. Very, very desirable. One of the fastest growing sub-markets, real estate markets in the country. Population growth, job growth, the whole 9 yards, okay? So without further ado, this property is relatively new, is listed by the VA at $235,000. It is listed at 2-bedroom, 2-bath, but you could, there's an extra den you can use to make it a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's almost 2,000 square foot. It's built very recently. So this is a very, very desirable location, actually. Let's go through several pictures. I'm not gonna go through too many. So here it is, and see the location, look the interior. And usually the rehab cost will come out of your pocket, because when you buy this, when you make a bid for this property, if your offer get accepted, then you also have to pay the rehab costs. So the less rehab cost it'll come out of your pocket, the better. So if you look at the interior, my information tells me that the approximate rehab cost out of your pocket should be no higher than $6,000. So really very cosmetic repair. Look at the interior, it's just absolutely stunning. I mean, you call this a VA foreclosure, this is a highly desirable location. It's a B+ neighborhood. You can even make it an argument this is an A- neighborhood, located in a very good HOA subdivision next to a lake, and I believe there's a golf course, I'm not sure, but a very desirable area. And so look at this. I mean, it looks like brand new. So really some cosmetic repairs, that's all we need. I don't know exactly what it is, but by visually looking at the picture, as you can see here, it's just stunningly amazing property located in a prime neighborhood in Fort Myers. All right, so with that said, and this property is, my information, third-party sources tells me is rented potentially is about for $2,200. a 235,000 property, single family home via foreclosure in one of the great neighborhoods. Potentially projected rent is 2,200. But I'll show you the pro forma momentarily. So let me see what else I have to say. Nothing else. And when I show you the pro forma, it'll blow your mind. That's all I have to say. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to go over the cash flow analysis, AKA a pro forma. All right. So I know the numbers are quite kind of small. I think I may need a reading glass as I go through the numbers. So I created this pro forma just this morning. So the assumption is you're going to make a bid. Who knows? Right now, we're moving into December. It's a sort of a holiday season. So this will be, as always, with all the VA foreclosures, this is a multiple bidding situation, right? Multiple offer situation. You're going to compete against investors from all over the country and even all over the world. Some will pay all cash. Some will pay, some will use financing. But you, primarily, the best way, the best value for you to do this is you come to me as a highly sophisticated, very committed, very serious investor, and I will take you into the program. You pay me the one-time flat fee of $19.77. Then I will help you, coach you, mentor you to walk you to buy at least one VA foreclosures with unlimited. By the way, obtaining this loan, this VA Vendi financing loan is unlimited. You can get as many of these Vendi financing loans and buy as many of these VA foreclosures as possible if you want, if you have the money, that is, right? Is that amazing? So what if you're maxed out in your maximum 10 mortgages, 10 Fannie Mae mortgages? Normally, you cannot obtain any more loans to buy investment properties if you max out, right? With this Fannie Mae lending guideline, 10 mortgages limit. Then you know, with that said, most people, they have no other, strategy, no other options available to them. And, people will be told that they have to go commercial, which is, 5 units or higher, that's commercial loan. But, commercial loan is a higher interest rate, 6-7% interest rate, 10-year amortized loan, whatever. And then you have to require 30% down. It's very hard and difficult to find a commercial property with 30% down. It's just in a country that is you cash flow. Plus, it's very, very expensive to buy the property and the interest rate and the payments and all that. And some of you can qualify for the, for portfolio loan, whatever, portfolio loan, hard money loan, whatever you call it, it's going to be very expensive. The interest rate is higher, obviously, 6, 7, 8%, and all that stuff. So, most investors out of 10 Fannie Mae mortgages per buyer. So you're maxed out. You can't go any further. But since you're part of my network, lucky to be part of my network, you have my unique proposition, my unique program, this niche program, VA foreclosure program, which most people in the country, including the so-called real estate experts out there, they have no clue this program exists. Mind-boggling. Okay. Anyway. So, and this one property is available right now. It'll be gone in a few days. I mean, that's fine. I mean, just a sample. This property is very unique, okay? I mean, we can see more of it, in 2021, when, like I said, when the moratorium on foreclosure is lifted. We don't know when that's going to happen. It's supposed to be December 31st, 2020. Who knows? If they extend it, then we may have to delay it for a few more months. But based on the fact that the pandemic and the vaccine is about to be available in the next few weeks, really, in December. And then the first quarter of 2021, the vaccine will be available for, for the general population. So I have to believe that, we are coming back, right? The pandemic will be over very, very soon, and then people will feel good about it. But having said that, I mean, the real estate market has been very strong throughout this year. There's tremendous, there's a shortage of homes, a low inventory, low interest rate environment. I mean, homes are all over the country, whether it's owner-occupied or non-owner-occupied properties, are being are being sold in a multiple offer situation at a higher price. So real estate is doing well. I mean, the pandemic, COVID-19, a lot of people are being conditioned and brainwashed by the negativity. I know a lot of people have been hurt about it. There's a maybe 10% unemployment, but most of these unemployment individuals are, unfortunately, they are retail, hospitality. They are not homeowners. Okay, they are renters. All right, so I digress. So let's go over the pro forma. All right, I don't want to waste too much time to spend on this video because a lot of you, hate to say this, or have a attention deficit situation. Okay, all right. So if you would bid, a few $1,000s over the list price, this list price is $235. Let's say you bid for $240, whatever, doesn't matter. So you look at the if you look at the numbers down here, down payment, which is a mere 5% with the Vendee loan, which is shockingly amazing. So I have to look deeper, and the down payment itself is 5% of 235,000 is how much is it? Oh, so hard to see. My eyes. Down payment is $11,700. Plus you add up some closing cost like $4,000. And the rehab cost is a mere $6,000 estimate, right? But total out of pocket is $22,700. Think about it. Think about it for a second. Let's digest this for a moment. What other investment, stock market, mutual funds, whatever, out there, whereby you can buy a $235,000 asset with only $22,700. The power of leverage, your ability to qualify to get a loan. In this case, a Vendee loan. As an investor, 5% down, if you qualify, it's just absolutely mind-boggling, shocking, intriguing. I don't know what other words I have to say. So do not miss on this opportunity. I know you should, if you're in the areas of reaching the maximum for 10 mortgages, if you are getting close, go ahead and buy some more turnkey properties with 20 to 25% down with the Fannie Mae lending, right? Then finish that up quickly. Then once you max out 10 mortgages, do the VA loans, do a VA foreclosures, all right? But some of you will come directly to me. Some of you really highly motivated individuals are not close to maxim out the 10 mortgages situation. By all means, I will accept you as long as you follow my qualifications and guidelines and commitment and what have you. All right, so let's get back to this pro forma. I keep deviating. So, all right, let's go over the pro forma. So, and the rest of these numbers right here, again, the projection, yes, there will be a number of renters willing to pay this highly desirable property, and you should have very little problem in finding a tenant to pay you $2,200 per month on a 1-year lease or what have you. All right, so that's the projection, that's the assumption that I'm using. So let's look at the monthly cost. You have the $2,200 rent monthly minus 5% vacancy, as you can see right here, right? Then minus the monthly taxes, which is typically 1% of the purchase price here in Florida. And then the insurance, probably no higher than $100 per month. Then you have the property management fee, anywhere from 8 to 10%. I put down 8% because I know some property managers here in Southwest Florida. And then all right, and then this is your mortgage, right, which is 5% down, as indicated on the lower right-hand corner, right? That's your monthly payment. I don't know exactly. Then equal, and then you have to pay. In this case, this is sort of an exception. Normally, when I help investors buy a property, I'd rather stay away from HOA, but in the HOA, Homeowners Association. But in this case, I make an exception. The HOA, which come out of your pocket, is approximately $290 per month. Or I know what you're thinking. So, but you have to understand what are you paying as an owner of this property in this highly desirable HOA community. So I'm not going to go over the details, what you get. Suffice to say, this is a very desirable community. You will find, at least the property manager will find you some very good tenant that will pay you $2,200 more or less. Okay, this is projection. So that's what I have to say. I mean, in this world, there are many, many more renters than there are owners all over the country, right? There's a shortage of housing, shortage of everything, okay? And then abundance of renters that needs to rent the house, and you will find some high quality tenants in this particular neighborhood, in this area of Southwest Florida, in Fort Myers, Florida, all right? And Florida, as you know, is the fastest growing state in the country. And so that's what's going on. All right, so let's go over the numbers, which is mind-boggling, all right? So therefore, your monthly mortgage, what is the monthly mortgage? It's $940, okay, then your monthly mortgage at 5% down, 3% interest rate on this Vendy loan is $941, plus your monthly taxes, insurance, property management fee, HOA $285, and you still have a net monthly cash flow of how much? $393, almost $400 monthly net cash flow on a 5% down payment. I mean, you really have to digest this for a second. You're not going to get this. If you're going to buy this property with a conventional real estate loan at 25% down, you need how much? How much money you need? You need about $55,000, $60,000 total out of pocket, right? So with the VA foreclosure system, you're paying merely around $23,000. So you're paying 1/3 less of total out of pocket to acquire this income producing, potentially high appreciation asset in this community. But this is mind-boggling. Okay, I'm not going to say anymore. It's just this is such a big excitement. If you don't know how to get excited, you're not a human. All right. Okay, I'm being dramatic. All right. So and the numerical analysis, the cap rate here. I mean, almost it is 1% rent to value ratio, which is, you know, the metrics are off the chart, needless to say. And then the capitalization rate is 6.8%. Cash and cash return is 21%. That means in about 5 years, at 21% cash and cash return, you can recoup all your down payment. Why? I'll tell you why, in case you do not know how to calculate cash on cash return. And then finally, you look at this metric, which is the total ROI, total return on your investment. What is it? The total return on your investment is 93%. So at the end of the first year, based on my projection, and this is very fairly realistic projection, okay? Because I've done all my third-party checks. 93% return on investment at the end of the 12 months. If you invest in the stock market, buy your crappy mutual funds, you may get 3 to 5% annual rate of return. But using real estate, you're getting 93% return. 93%, almost 100% return at the end of the first year. How I calculate that? All right, let me teach you some more. So if your monthly net cash flow is $393, multiply by 12. So your annual net cash flow, as you can see right here, is $4,720. Then you add on the principal reduction, right? Each time you pay off your mortgage, you get some kind of intrinsic value benefit. Okay, I'm not gonna explain to you how, but the principal reduction at the end of 12 months is another $4,661. And the first year appreciation projection is just a projection. I put down 5%. Pretty realistic in this market, in this neighborhood. All right. So 5% multiplied by 235,000. At the end of 12 months, your annual projection growth of this property is $11,750. So total is $21,131. $21,131 is your total gain at the end of the first year. How that derive at this number? I add the annual net cash flow. I add the principal reduction at the end of 12 months, and I add the potential appreciation at 5% growth rate at the end of the year. So how I derive at 93% is that look at your down payment. Your total down payment plus closing costs plus rehab costs is $22,900. Divided that by the total equity income right here, right? Well, 21,193, whatever. My eyes are bad. Equals 93% return, total return of investment at the end of the first year. All right. So if you want to digest this and clarify this, feel free to contact me and we can run the numbers all over for you. All right. So am I being over dramatic? Am I exaggerating this return or these numbers? I don't think so. You can verify with the local property managers if you want, or whatever. Okay, I've done my due diligence and research. Now it's time for you to do yours. Now, this property doesn't come around that often, right? So when it comes around, is a tremendous opportunity. It's a multiple offer situation. Again, because of the right now is the holiday season, you're not going to have as much competition as you normally would. So I suspect maybe 5 other people can compete against you to purchase this property. And so you have to make an offer, get your offer accepted. Then you get then the VA listing agent will send you to the lender. And don't worry about the details, okay? I'll walk you through the details. You have to get the inspection report, appraisal report, all those kind of things, right? To make it, to make it work it, all right, to verify everything and what have you. Then the local property management will find a tenant for you fairly easily, even at $2,200 or more or less, right? Then you have a great cash flow, great cap rate, great whatever. All right, so I probably spend more time than necessary. So the recap is, it's not too often one can find a VA foreclosure property with this desirable. I mean, there are other markets that we can talk about, but right now, there are not that many VA foreclosures coming down the pipe. But again, when the moratorium on foreclosure is lifted at December 31st, 2020 or later, then there will be a tidal wave. There'll be more VA foreclosures in this and other markets, which show very, very strong metrics similar to this one. But this one is kind of rare, but it'll happen. You'll see more of this for the foreseeable future. But all right, so I think, did I cover everything? And then, of course, when you watch this video, then you read my newsletter. My newsletter, I know, is around 5 pages long. I know, but if you it behooves you to word by word review my newsletters closely, more than one time necessary, and watch this video more than one time necessary, so you really truly understand what this program is all about. All right, it's tremendous, valuable, but it's only available for the few of you who are highly motivated, who qualify, who that gets it, right? A lot of you won't. It's not for everybody. It's a lot of challenge. You have to pull the trigger quickly. You have to make a lot of multiple decisions in order to make this happen from beginning to the end of the transaction. But at the end of the day, it's really, really worth it. All right. So I think that's what I have to say. Let me just try to. Okay, I'm gonna stop share. Okay, that's pretty much it. All right, I'm done. This video is longer than usual. You will receive more of this via foreclosure system opportunities, on a sporadic basis for the next couple of months. But I'm on top of this system, and if you are truly want to work with me, you contact me, of course. If not, it's okay. But I only accept a few of you: the few, the proud, the real estate uh, entrepreneurs. I was going to say the few, the proud, the Marines. Yeah, you are the Marines, the Marines of real estate investing. All right, thank you so much for your time. This is Seewing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. I'm looking forward to help you to achieve your financial dreams and goals. Have a nice day. Goodbye.